Ideally, every Malaysian must be able to plan ahead by a lasting power of attorney, where they are able to appoint a trusted person to manage their health, finances, and care at the time of incapacity. Malaysian legal system must be equipped to support vulnerable and aging. This must be addressed as we strive to improve the health, wealth, and dignity of our society in line with the government's vision of a Malaysia Madani.
So the Medico-Legal Society of Malaysia is made up of doctors and lawyers. And what we do is we have clients and patients who are reaching the age where they are contemplating how they're going to manage their health, their wealth, as well as their dignity as they age.
The coalition is actually a membership of over 40 other institutions, as well as individuals who are passionate about mental well-being. We advocate for the mental well-being of children, youth, as well as adults, an issue that all of us are faced with.
Every person has to be accorded dignity. And the dignity of a person is what they want, what they feel, and what they would like for themselves.
So in terms of ethics, a person who has capacity has the right to make their own decisions. This is based on the principle that we call respect for autonomy.
They should be able to plan as to how they want to be treated, where they want to be treated, who manages their affairs, who manages their food and daily needs in the event they cannot manage it themselves.
With my own emotional or attachment to my late wife, it sort of like changed perspective, because now I see end of life not as a process, but actually an event that involves an individual, and there need to be sort of like preparation, and people have to be engaged in not just managing the event, but also looking into the humanity side of it.
For example, be competent to make a decision in respect of your medical treatment, but you may not be competent to draw up a will, for example. So the law recognizes that distinction. So it goes as far as possible to preserve patient autonomy. You would want the best interests principle to be the operating principle in making decisions for patients who lack mental capacity.
When it's physical disability, everybody knows to help. Everybody knows that these people need some sort of accommodation. But there's so many in this world and so many in Malaysia now that have hidden disabilities.
There are many stages in dementia, okay? It will be an early stage, a mid-stage, and of course a late stage. My father and mother-in-law were at the late stages, but of course we didn't realize it when they were in their early or mid-stage. You are with a person that you know for a very long time, so when they slip, you do not necessarily catch it up.
So for them, navigating everyday life, crossing a street can be difficult.
When a person or a patient then loses that capacity, we need to be able to assess that objectively, because that would mean that the person or the patient would now not be able to make decisions for themselves, and we would need to find what we call a surrogate decision maker in order to make decisions on their behalf.
Because while you can't run away with aging, you can make the society better because of the approach to deal with aging in our society itself. So that's how we decided to look at the Mental Capacity Act. A lot of things are quite cross-border, cross-cultural, so we didn't want to restrict ourselves to one position, although we were quite happy with the value proposition that was enshrined in the English Mental Capacity Act.
The lack of clarity and uncertainty, unfortunately, will cause a lot of dissatisfaction, a lot of disruption. It's always very important to ensure that legislative frameworks or the judicial cases or whatever medical guidelines when it comes to patients and it comes to family members, they are actually well thought, well planned, as make sure that it's all catered for, all the demographics, all the groups.
If we were to have a Mental Capacity Act, not just the act but also regulations as well as policies to help people plan for their futures, it would make things easier for their families, as well as banks and hospitals and doctors as well as lawyers, to help guide their clients in what they want to achieve as they grow older and with dignity.
So with the Mental Capacity Act, we believe that this is not only for the medical fraternity or the legal fraternity, but us as NGOs, as caregivers, it gives us the opportunity to do the right things. And the well-being of every one of us is really of utmost importance.